Hey, everybody. So, a little change of pace. If you're used to seeing this group of people with this setup on TypoHouseGames' Twitch channel, got some news for you. We're actually on twitch.tv/KingJester719 because we're set up. I'm doing a booster box marathon.
Heck of a marathon.
And we're doing this as a little break for food.
Yes, because one of our commentators at Typo House had to actually come and take a break and eat. He's back over there in the corner.
I was going to say, you might be able to see him right above me.
There he is. There he is.
But this will be going up on YouTube/TypoHouseGames.
Yep.
If you want to check it out there.
And then I am Kip the Raven. I'm going to be pulling the cards because I wanted to.
And I feel like it's totally fine.
That is a VStar coin.
Yeah, VStar markers.
Yeah, so these are markers. They're
remember GX markers?
Yeah.
It's the same mechanic.
It really is.
I'm hoping that it's not as broken, and also from early signs of what the decks are doing overseas, because Japan already has access to V-Stars in their standard format, which is wild. They have V-Stars and still have Sun and Moon cards.
Yeah,
the games are going a lot longer. VMAX decks are actually really struggling.
I'm struggling.
Oh, you're struggling. From what I've heard on Twitter and listening to people commentate on what they've seen in Japan's meta, VMAX decks are struggling really hard to keep up with the prize card pace that V-Star decks are doing.
So what is the V-Star, the difference here?
V-Stars only yield 2 prize cards when they get knocked out instead of 3, so it's forcing VMAX decks to take another knockout.
Okay, cool.
But
upside down properly.
But the V-Star...
Oh, it's acrylic. Sorry, guys. Sorry, got excited. Didn't mean to interrupt you, but it's an actual acrylic one.
Nice.
Anyway.
Yeah. So V-Star cards, while still being almost as powerful as VMAXs, because they are only 2 prize cards, it forces VMAXs to play a 3 or 4 knockout game, whereas V-Star decks are still getting to play a 2 knockout game against VMAXs. So the VMAXs are losing the race because they kind of run out of gas as the V-Star finishes the game.
I kind of feel like they did the same thing here with the VMAX or the V-Star and the Glaceon V as they did with the last set that we opened. That was the Flareon, Jolteon, and Vaporeon, I believe. Where the Glaceon V, or the V, looks better than the big one. I don't know what it is, but it does. It looks better to me. But I'm really excited to see what the new set's gonna bring and the new
Just give me
Chilling
Bi-Barrel.
Rain, Evolving Skies, Fusion Strike. So
let me race Mew VMAX.
Yeah, I just want something interesting. I think it's going to be really interesting to see what happens in the next coming few months.
That's a direct quote from Zane Freed in our chat. He's like, give me Bi-Barrel, let me just race VMAX. Let me race Mew VMAX's draw power.
Okay, so this is a Chilling Rain pack.
Nice. We're going to see 36 more of those later.
Valid. Oh, I hadn't seen that one. That one's pretty.
Nice. That Leafeon is actually one of the cards that I plan on making a grass pre-built around at some point. Oh, yeah, Pachirisu V. He wants Pachirisu V. That's just Dedenne.
Oh, my God.
There's the Weedle. Weedle is Chilling Rain.
That one's cute as Weedle.
Yeah.
Expedition
and
uniform and...
Nice. And then you pull 5 of those Weedles in a row in one pack and lose your mind. That video is still bizarre. Look, just accept that you're not going to get Dedenne GX reprinted.
Probably not.
Yeah, I say this, but they reprinted ADP minus the extra prize cards.
That's fair. It's kind of ADP.
We don't know at this point.
It's kind of ADP.
I'm surprised they're reprinting Dark Patch. Dark Patch is it's an item. It's guaranteed attach. You attach a Dark Energy from your discard 20 or Dark Pokemon. So it's
pretty.
There's no coin flip on Turbo Patch.
Yeah. Oh, I actually don't have that Corvisquire.
Shauna.
Should I put that aside as a staple?
Yeah, because we build cubes.
Okay.
And single prize or pre-built, so Shauna's actually good for those because it's not super powerful.
That's cute, saying true.
I remember when we first started opening Fusion Strike and everybody saw Shauna and was like, yo, Shauna's better Bruno. And I was like, no, it's not. It's half a card worse.
I will never be able to hear the name Bruno again and not just be like,
Yeah.
We don't talk about Bruno. No.
I still haven't seen it or the song. So
Oh my gosh, you need to. Oh my gosh.
You know, from the sounds of it, I don't.
Why?
I need to try and be one of the last people on Earth that hasn't heard the song.
No, you need to. It is such a good movie.
I don't disagree. I just don't watch movies. It has nothing to do with whether a movie's good or not.
Listen, you should. You should just sit down and watch it with us one day. It's so good.
But if anybody wants to hear my argument
That's
for
so
why
cute.
Shauna is worse than Bruno by half a card, it's simple math. Shauna is shuffle and guarantee draw
Ooh.
5.
That's a neat looking Voltorb.
What do we got? Ooh, Deoxys. Bruno is shuffle and draw 4 or 7 if a Pokemon was knocked out. If you average 4 and 7, you get 5.5. So Shauna, on average, is half a card worse than Bruno, and I will not play it.
Half a card.
Look, we talk about consistency and math being the whole basis of the card game. I'm going to play it with math.
Oh, that's why I'm struggling. That's why I'm very bad at the game. Math is hard. Will be it. Gossiper. Oh,
Raihan, that's a nice card.
not a bad card.
That's a good card. Guarantees are good cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, I was like, okay, wait. That's
But
gonna go.
we were
wait.
talking about it a little.
Just tried to straight skip
Yeah.
the last pack.
So we were talking about it a little bit between videos because we're kind of going for several hours here. I've built a couple of pre-constructed 40-card decks to try and teach people how to play the game. One is a Hydreigon deck with Psychics behind it for the early game. The other one is a big basics metal deck. And I thought
Hey, look,
that
2 of them.
even though Metal Saucer thematically makes a lot of sense for the metal deck, if I gave it Metal Saucer, it would be entirely too good, too fast. So what I did to try and be a little more fair is I gave them 4 Turbo Patch, so that they have a chance to add energy from the discard pile. And the Dialga
Glaceon
also
was kind of a disappointment.
the Dialga also has an attack that pulls 2 metal energy from the discard pile that it can attach. So like it has ways to get them out regardless.
Yeah.
But I didn't want to make it so strong that the Hydreigon deck just had no chance to play.
Yeah, because like when you make decks, that's why I really like the structure decks. Is because when you make decks to teach people to play, you want to be able to give them like a fun.
Yeah, and you want it to be
like
fair.
a fun time, but you want it to be a fair time.
Yeah.
Not just a fun time.
Because me and Smooth play tested the 2 decks that I built against each other. The person that went first won all 3 games.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's kind of hard to avoid. But, like, also at the same time, the person who went second bricked all 3 games. So it could be a combination of the person going first just getting the energy advantage.
Yeah.
But also, like, the person that went second in all the games had a terrible opening hand.
Right.
So I still think there's some tweaking to do.
Possibly.
But that's what playtesting is for.
Valid.
All right, so we are on the
Leafeon box
Leafeon box now. We didn't see any Vs out of the packs.
Nothing.
Or
It's a fog crystal.
trainer.
No, nothing.
Wow.
I pulled absolutely nothing. Which I guess it's about time.
Past
for me
the
to,
peak.
It's about time for me to start pulling nothing. I have been pulling insane cards lately. Like I pulled the full art Leafeon secret rare out of an Evolving Skies pack.
Ooh, nice.
I pulled the full art. Can't remember what the other one was. Umbreon.
Nice.
So I've been pulling really well.
So yeah, it is Evolving Skies that the Hydreigon came from.
Yeah.
Sableye.
Oh, Sableye. Teddiursa. Bravery.
So I want to build a deck
shift
around
these
that
so
shift.
that I can just not.
I want to build a deck around that Shiftry card that is obnoxious.
Oh, hi.
Shift-a-do for a dark energy. If your opponent's active Pokemon has any damage counters on it, shuffle it and all cards attached to it, or like put it and all cards attached to it back into your opponent's hand.
Mm-hmm.
I've watched a couple of people on YouTube pull the Adventures Discovery out. That's a
Wow,
decent
2
card.
trainers.
But I've watched a couple of videos on YouTube of people winning games with Shift-a-do by putting their opponent's last Pokemon into their hand.
I like Toxel. Aww, I don't have that Snubble. I'll put that aside for me, because why not?
Landorus.
That is not what I wanted to put there.
Xavier, you pulled that Gengar and sent him into a spiraling depression.
Yeah.
This is why we buy one box.
Listen.
And then we buy the card.
Listen, that's not my fault. It is not my fault that you got depressed because I pulled that Gengar. That is not on me. It sucks. But like,
Ooh, Flaffy.
that's so cute.
That's a good card.
It's adorable. Putting it aside.
Switching Cups is a good card from you because it makes their hand smaller and it allows them to put supporters away.
Aw.
Reverse foil Flaffy?
Listen, you guys can have that one. This one.
Man.
Again, not a lot, like nothing so far. But I feel like these have been busts for us lately, like the special packs and stuff. Like, cause you get
This is wild too because I watched. I keep going back to Tricky Jim. That's the guy I watch for Pokemon now because he's entertaining. And he opened one of these and he pulled 2 or 3 Vs out of all 6 that he did.
yeah, nobody that I've known has pulled anything good out of these at all.
Alessa Sparkle.
Another schoolgirl.
Yo, Triple Trainer.
That's nuts.
I've seen a few lists running around with Chili, Silent, and Cress
I love
recently.
that. I got the full art of that one. Oh,
That Harryana was funny.
and an Arcanine. So, yeah, absolutely a bust. That was a disappointment and a half. I apologize for wasting your time.
I mean,
like, it's kind of what I feel like right now. It's like, no, don't get me wrong. I love pulling cards. I do. But, like, man, that was not good.
So
that was, like, next level not good.
Hey, I think that the V-Stars for these aren't super great. But
we can actually pull those out and we can talk about those real quick.
I want to say it's Leafeon V-Star is like Umbreon VMAX, right? But once per game? I want to say that's it. People have just been taking their Leafeon lists with like Galarmine and Tooljammer, and they've just been putting one Leafeon V-Star in it so that they have an extra gust. So like it's not super strong, but I'll be honest, it's the strength that the game needs to be at. It's strong enough where it can make an impact without being so strong that it just auto-wins the game. Unfortunately, Arceus V-Star also got printed in the same set, and that card, while a lot of us are happy that it is making a lot more cards relevant because it has the energy acceleration, I feel like it's also just going to be Arceus insert Pokemon that hits really hard as a backup attacker.
Right.
And you're just going to play with Arceus.
So basically ADP all over again.
Yeah, you're just going to play with... Yeah. You're just going to use Arceus V-Star until it dies, and then bring in your attacker that you set up for the win.
And I feel like, I think that's going to be an interesting thing to see what happens. But I know that that wasn't one of the reasons, like, I stopped playing as much, is because the meta got to a point where there was, like, 2 decks rolling.
Yeah.
Maybe 3.
I actually think that... the new Sharon's card, where you can pick up a colorless Pokemon and all cards attached to it and put it back in your hand, could be super good in an Arceus V-Star Lapras deck if you run like Frostmoth behind it with an like Air Balloon, because you could attach Melanie to Arceus a water, and then attach Melanie to have 3 waters on him, and then on the next turn you can play the Sharon's card and pick up Arceus, put the Frostmoth in the active. And then you Frostmoth all of those water energies that used to be attached to your Arceus to your Lapras, and then pivot into your Lapras.
I feel like
Doesn't sound bad.
I feel like that looks.
Oh yeah, the yellow light better than the white light. Anyway,
then you can point it a little closer.
I think that's a great place to stop this video. Yep. You guys have been watching
twitch.tv/KingJester719.
But this is Typo T-Rex, and this YouTube video will be on YouTube/TypoHouseGames. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're watching us on Twitch, don't go anywhere. But if you're on YouTube, this is then a video for you. We've got 3 more booster boxes to run through, and
Vivid
then
Voltage, Battle Styles, and Chilling Reign.
So the best is yet to come. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.